Good morning. Good morning. It's currently August 3rd, 1:36 in the morning. We about to get into episode 10. I don't really have much to say before. I don't really have an opening monologue for this episode. I just want to say that this is actually episode 10, which is, to me, is crazy. It's crazy because I put out 10 episodes in technically 11 days. And this is actually becoming a part of me. I like doing this. And it's not even about like people listening or anything. This is good for me. Like it's keeping me grounded. It's keeping me grounded. I like it. I don't really have an opening monologue. Honestly, I'm about to record this episode. I'm going to record this episode, edit it, do everything that needs to be done. Probably set up a premiere for it, and then I'm gonna head to the gym and work out a little bit this morning. I'm gonna come back home, shower, eat a good meal, and then I'm gonna go kayaking a little bit later as well. So yeah, that'll be that. Let's get into the book because I don't really have much to say this morning. Let's get into it. It says, how we spend our days become our lives. How we spend our days becomes our life. And it starts off with, your priorities are not revealed in your words, they are revealed in your actions, and your actions are revealed by your schedule. I like that. I agree because my schedule is changing right now. Like I have so much. I wouldn't necessarily say I have free time, but I'm utilizing my time more. And if you know me, I've always been like very efficient with like how I spend my time. So I agree with this. Wholeheartedly. You can say something or someone is important to you, but if it isn't penciled in, you're lying to yourself. Yeah, I can say that. I don't necessarily go by like written in schedules. Like I might set an alarm for certain things throughout the day, but I don't really I don't have a written schedule or like even a schedule like on my phone or anything like that. So I see where he's going with it, but I don't necessarily agree. Because you sometimes things can be spontaneous as well. Like you just be chilling at home or doing whatever you want to do, or you might be at work and you go to work with the mindset of, right, I'm going to go to work, whatever, do my job, and then I'm going to go home. But then like in the middle of your shift, you might be like, you know what, I'm going to go do this after work instead. And it's not necessarily penciled in. It's like somewhat a spontaneous thing. And yeah, so it doesn't necessarily have to be like written in and you follow a like very strict schedule, even though I think most of us should. It'll keep us grounded. It'll keep us like on track to follow a very set schedule, like down to the minute. Because I know people that do that and they're like high functioning, very, very high functioning, but they live and die by their schedules. So he goes on to say, tomorrow is not promised, not even kind of. If fear is holding you back from doing what you want or need to be doing in your life, just realize that fear isn't going anywhere. And everyone who has done something amazing has done it despite the fear, not in its absence. So he's basically saying, embrace the fear. Like, yeah, you can be scared to go do something, but you still got to go do it. Like, the fear is not going to go away until the fear may never go away, but hopefully the fear goes away after you complete what you have to complete, after you do what you got to go do. You know what I mean? This guy, you could kind of say like me, I'm afraid of heights. And I'm not necessarily afraid of heights because I fly. I like travel a lot. I'm afraid of like heights in open speed, if that makes sense. Like roller coasters. Like I don't really get on roller coasters. My sisters make me get on roller coasters, which is, it's cool. Yeah, but I do it in spite of the fear, not waiting for the absence of the fear. So until science can do otherwise, we're all ending our story with death. That's facts. We're all gonna die at some point. Hopefully you accomplish everything that you want and you die peacefully. It's really up to you how you use the days leading up to your eventual demise. The thought of death scares me and makes me feel liberated. I like to remember, as long as there is breath in my lungs, I can create any life I wish to create. It won't be easy, but nothing worthwhile is. And once the breath is gone, it doesn't matter anyway. Facts. I've been all day today, like I've been home. I took like an amazing nap, and I'm just like waking up. But all day today, I was like, I did my homework, like everything that I needed to do in terms of like my schoolwork and like my education, and then I was like working on some of the side quest things that I have in life. Like I was still working on like learning different information with my major, which is cybersecurity, criminal justice. I always still learn like things outside of like what I'm learning in actual physical school. I do my own like research and learn my own like codes and stuff like that on my own time. But I've also like today I've been heavy on planning out this whole becoming a pilot thing, because for some reason it's like right now it's heavy on my heart, and it's something that I really want to do. So I've been looking at cost, I've been looking at certain planes, I've just been looking at everything, because although I'm gonna get my pilot's license after I buy a boat. Once I like, a lot of people know my plan. I don't really feel like going into it right now, and it's not necessarily penciled in. It's just all of it's in my mind, and I know it. So basically, it's like, yo, like nothing that you want is gonna be easy, and I know the things that I want in life are not gonna be easy. Like I'm trying to take on a lot of things, and it's gonna take me time, and it's not gonna be easy. But once I complete my goals, it's gonna be worth it. He goes on to say, life is too short to be in any situation you don't want to be in. Facts. That goes for anything: relationships, jobs, traffic. Sometimes you just gotta sit in that traffic. But that goes for anything. If you don't want to be somewhere, remove yourself from it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And if it feels even shorter when you're with people you don't want to be around. Okay, let me read that over. I'm sorry. Life is short. Life is too short to be in any situation you don't want to be in. And if it feels even shorter when you're with people you don't want to be around. And it feels even shorter when you're with people you don't want to be around. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on right now, and I'm reading somewhat in the dark. Anyway, there aren't any erasers to undo your past, but there are fresh pages to write the new chapter. Facts. Stop feeling obligated to be in certain situations because you feel like, for whatever reason, you remove yourself. Like I've quit like what I would still consider like a good job, just because I wasn't happy there, or just because like the money could be good, but if it's not serving my mental, I'm out. Like I'll figure it out. The job might have good perks, but if it's not serving my mental, I'm out. And that goes the same thing with people. Like if we're not necessarily benefiting each other, and it's not like a mutual understanding, mutual thing, I'm out. Like I've learned to just walk away from a lot of things, bro. And it's never in negativity. It's always in positivity. You could leave something in a positive state. Like it is what it is. Like even with a job, you know, you give them your 2 weeks, you wish everybody luck, and you be like, oh, this is just not for me. And you keep it pushing, because guess what? They're gonna replace you regardless. You know what I mean? If you would have got fired because you coming to work with a bad attitude because you don't want to be there in the first place, you're gonna get fired and they're gonna replace you. You know what I mean? When you quit, they already, you know what I mean? They already gonna find somebody else anyway. Regardless, once you leave, the next person is up. And that goes for any situation. Same thing with like if you're in a relationship. Once you leave that relationship, it might take time for the next person to come around or whatever the case may be, but the next person is up. You know what I mean? That's just what life is. Life is about connections, and people say life is about connections, but I feel like life is about disconnection as well. Sometimes you just gotta check out. I have great friends who muster up the courage and strength to escape their comfort zone and place themselves in situations they would much rather be in. Exactly. Like I've had a job where I was comfortable. It was cool. I was able to like travel, relax. Money was okay, but once the job got to a certain space where it wasn't serving me anymore, I left. I'm out. perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. And same thing with relationships too. Same thing with relationships. Same thing with everything. Like if it's just not serving you, it's just not hit. Shit, even it goes down to even food. If you eating something and it's just not good, stop eating it. Keep it pushing. You know what I mean? Go get another meal. It is not that hard. It's not. It's life is simple. Once you simplify life, life becomes simple. I don't know. I'll try to say something philosophical. Once you simplify life, life becomes simple. But it's kind of facts. It's kind of true. He goes on to say it took time and it was a struggle, but they came out as better people with better lives. It's true. It's true. Sometimes, and I can reiterate it from previous episodes, sometimes it may feel like you're taking some steps back, but it can somewhat be like character development, or it could be, it may feel like you're taking 2 steps back, but you're just putting yourself in a position that you need to be in. Look at go on YouTube and look up NFL Russian plays, right? And you'll see in some of those videos, the running back takes some steps back before he hits his burst and ends up getting a touchdown or getting a first down, whatever the case may be. Like sometimes you see danger ahead and you gotta readjust. Go back, step, cut, and then you know what I mean. Now you got the open hole and you run through it. That's what it is sometimes. Like taking some steps back and removing yourself from something. It may seem like, especially when you're comfortable. It's easy to do it when you're uncomfortable and you're not happy. But when you're comfortable and you're happy, and it's just like life becomes mundane, you got to give yourself a challenge sometimes. Life can sometimes become mundane. We become complacent. We become like good. Like, all right, yeah, I'm good. Like I got this job. I wake up on this. You know what I mean? I'm off Friday, Saturdays. I work 9 to 5. I do this shit every week. Nothing changes. I'm good. But you're not growing. You know what I mean? You might be able to like hopefully like grow within the job or whatever the case may be, but you're also not your job. Don't let this is something else I said in the thing, like your job or even your relationship, don't let that be part of your title, because once it ends, then you're stripped of everything that you are as a person, down to who you are, not down to your titles or your relationship or, you know what I mean, whatever the case may be. Because I could say, oh, I'm a CEO of a Fortune 500 company and this is what I am, da 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 da. And then I could lose that job, you know what I mean? And then now what am I introducing myself as? Oh, I'm an informer CEO of, like, don't make that part of your title. Your life is your life, not your life is who you are, not what you are. You can do the same thing. It won't be easy, but so what? It's there really a point to build a life if it isn't the life you want? Facts. Like, okay, with the last example, like if that's what you want, if you're content with like living a mundane life, like you know exactly what's gonna happen every week, you do the same thing on Mondays. Every Monday you do the same thing. Every Tuesday you do the same thing. Every Wednesday you do the same thing. Every Friday you do the same thing. Every Sunday, every day of the week is like you know what you're doing. You're off Saturday, Sunday, cool. You're gonna whatever, chill with friends, party, go out to this new restaurant, or sleep the weekend away. You might travel, whatever the case may be. But then once the week comes, you know, all right, Monday I gotta respond to emails. Tuesday I gotta set up the rest of the week. Wednesday I gotta execute. Thursday it's planning, whatever the case may be, right? If you're cool with that and that you're happy, you're satisfied, fine, so be it. But you need to challenge yourself. You won't grow, you won't understand yourself unless you challenge yourself. And cool, you can challenge yourself outside of the job. And in this situation, in this scenario, I believe you could have a mundane job or being I wouldn't say a mundane relationship, because your relationship should challenge you. You guys should be having like periodic talks of like where you guys are and where you want to be, because people change. You know what I mean? Like you could be with somebody and everything is perfect in the beginning, and you guys align on everything. Like everything is perfect. You guys want the same amount of kids. You guys want to be married. You want to live in the same place. You understand each other. Like, well, you guys' outlook on life kind of aligns, but it only takes one person to change for, you know what I mean? This is why you need periodic things, like, because people change, and people should change. People should grow. Different life experience will bring on different outlooks on life, you know what I mean? So I feel like having periodic checks in a relationship, and even having life checks within yourself and your job, is like, am I satisfied with this? Like, yeah, all my bills are paid, I have money left over to save, the money is good at this job, but how can I challenge myself? And that doesn't necessarily mean just go quit your job. That means you're working 9 to 5. Okay, what are you doing from 5 to 9? How are you bettering yourself on your off time? Because a lot of people, they just work their 9 to 5, and then from 5 to 9 they're fueling themselves back up to go back to work. Like, nah, you got to get off at 5 and shit, go to the gym or go read. I mean, like, work on yourself, like work on your own character development, because then you just become your job. Or even in like relationships, you become that relationship, and your relationship should always grow. You guys should always put yourselves in. I started to say put yourself in an environment to where you can fail, because some people play it safe. Like, all right, I know my job, I'm perfect at it, but you're not challenging yourself. The same thing with the relationship. Like, you guys are good, but you guys aren't like challenging yourselves to, like, you guys are always putting yourselves in like perfect situations. You gotta put yourself in a controlled environment to be able to fail under controlled circumstances, because everyone's so afraid of failing that they avoid the opportunity to fail. Don't be so afraid of failing that you don't give yourself the opportunity to fail, because there's growth in failure, and there's growth in success as well, but there's growth in failure where you understand yourself, like, all right, cool, I should have did it this way, or if I given a chance, I'll do it this way next time. There's growth in failure. I think that might be the quote of the day for me. There's growth in failure. And I miss my slogan. I'm trying to like I thought about it just now. I'm trying to get like a slogan. I want it to be the let's see if we can learn something about ourselves today. But I don't be saying it in the beginning where I'm supposed to say it. So I'm gonna say it like towards the end, like, you know what I mean? So he goes on to say, I strongly encourage you to take risks. Yo, it's crazy that this happens so often. If you've been listening to this, like, this is episode 10, and I swear this happened at least once an episode, where I will give my thoughts on his previous section of the chapter, and then I'll start reading the next part of the chapter, and he would say, basically, he would summarize exactly what I just said in like 2 minutes of like me just waffling in his first sentence. And the first sentence after me saying there's growth and failure is, I strongly encourage you to take risk. It's worth it. Well, he says, I strongly encourage you to take risks. You're worth it, which is facts. Failing and coming out of that failure, even if you feel in a controlled environment where it's like, all right, if I fail, this doesn't affect me as much as if if it's real. Like, if I go into something blind, knowing that I can fail, versus, all right, I'm going into this knowing that I will fail, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's a controlled environment. It's kind of hard to come up with like a scenario of that, but someone that I know is a strong advocate of like controlled environments, controlling what we can and just leaving the rest up to God. The fear isn't going to go away. Respect that relationship and work with it, around it, and despite it. So the fear isn't going to go away. So respect the fact that you have fear. Respect the fact that you're scared, and work with it, work around it, and work despite it. No matter what, you still got to do what you got to do. Whether you're afraid or you're excited to do whatever it is that you're going to do, get up and do it. You know what I mean? It's the quicker you fail at it, the quicker you get back and, you know what I mean, succeed. The last part says, let your actions do the talking from now on. And if something is important to you, let it show in your day-to-day movements. That last part just took a complete turn for me, because if you know me, you know I'm a very caring person, but I don't show it the way I was gonna say I don't show it the way people want me to show it, but to be honest, I don't show it the way I should show it. It's not about how people want me to show it. I've heard it so many times where it's like people don't believe that I care about them or that I love them, whatever the case may be, and it's just the way I am. I can be honest. I'm afraid for my love to be taken for granted or my love to be used. So I could be madly in love with something, and it won't seem that way because I'm very stoic. I'm nonchalant. I'm chill. Like, I'm very reserved. I could be the happiest person in the world, and you'll never know it. It'll look like I'm just chilling. I'm just in a mood. Like, I won't seem mad, but I don't seem like super excited. And people want excitement from me for some reason. Like, you can get excitement from me in certain circumstances, but like on a continuous, just me being, I don't really have a bubbly personality. And to know me is to love me and to understand that it's like Nash is just chilling. Like, you could tell when I'm happy. Like, to the people that actually know me, they could tell when I'm like just enjoying life or enjoying their company, enjoying them. And the people that don't really know me, they're gonna take it as, oh, this dude is mad, like he don't want to be here, da 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 da. But, and even when people ask me, it pisses me off. They be like, oh, are you okay? I'll be like, yeah, I'm good, I'm chilling. Like, I'm just taking it all in. Like, I'm very relaxed, reserved. But he was right. I closed the book. Let me go back to that part where he said, if something is important to you, let it show in your day-to-day movements. Yeah, because I've things have meant a lot to me, and I didn't show it the way I should have. And do I regret that? Not necessarily. I don't necessarily regret it, because I feel like in certain situations, if you knew me and understood, you wouldn't need me to, like, this is me being selfish, but you wouldn't need me to show you. You should just know. And that's a bad mindset. Honestly, that's a bad mindset, and I know that about myself, and it's something that I'm trying to change. But it's just me, how I am, to be honest. Like, if you understand me, which is hard for me to tell people to understand me when I don't really understand people, but you got to understand yourself, and I understand myself, so I understand where I go not necessarily wrong in a situation, but where I go not necessarily right in a situation, where I can be better in a situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something I've always known, but that last part of that chapter really brought it to the forefront for me, because it's something I've known and it's something I've always worked on, but it's so hard for me too, because in the times that I do like show it, or I do show my care or my love, whatever the case may be, it that what I expect to get back out of it I don't necessarily ever get that back. So it's just, I gotta just be able to do what I'm gonna do regardless of, and it goes into early episodes too, is not having expectations. Just move how I'm gonna move regardless of how somebody else is gonna return the energy to me. If that, you know what I mean, if that makes sense. Like, yo, it don't matter how you respond. I'm still gonna answer you. I'm still gonna give you what I want to give you, regardless of how you take it. So I hope that makes sense. To me, it makes perfect sense. To me, was somewhat of an eye-opening episode. Not necessarily eye-opening, but it was an interesting episode that I got to talk about this out loud to myself, technically. But I hope y'all learned something about yourselves today. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good YouTube stuff. And if you didn't, guess what? Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Leave me some hate comments. I like hate comments. I like people to tell me they hate me. But I think episode 11, I kind of want to start. I want this to like not necessarily grow in terms of like audience or like views or anything like that, because I don't really like care too much. But I want to. I feel like I talk fast, and there's certain things that I want to like. I want to slow down and just, you know what I mean, just let it go, let it flow a little bit. But I also don't want the episodes to be too long, because this one I'm already at 25 minutes. I feel like I haven't even been talking that long. And the first episode I did, it was 13 minutes, and I felt like I was talking forever. I'm like, bro, I need to hurry up and get over this chapter. And even uploading the 13-minute episode, I was like, damn, this is a long episode. And now this episode is going on 26, 27 minutes, and it's like, I feel like I haven't even talked that long. I feel like I waffle a lot. Like, I do a lot of waffling. But I feel like also a lot of this is, if anything, helping me. So I'm going to continue doing it. Hopefully, you know, y'all watch, y'all gain something from it. And if not, hey, life. Peace.